This is Jeff P. It is May 17, 2020. I am on the Photonics channel. Please go and subscribe. This guy's catching proof of the sun simulator and lenses in the sky in front of the lens. Layers of lenses. Let's just watch the video and I'll kind of explain why we see the distortion of light being reflected on the building.
Definitely coming.
Now I play the audio. Let's rerun that.
Here we are then, looking down the building, crosses again. Second day in a row.
So, folks, what we're looking at, light being reflected onto a building from from 4 or 5 windows. 1, 2, 3,
Definitely
4, 5, 6 windows.
Up there. The
There
last
you
two
go.
at the end are the ones where the cross is coming from.
Especially this one right here.
I guess
right?
it's the angle of the sun.
Yes.
The others don't have it.
Okay. There's your X. We have an X here and X here.
Do they?
Now, there's something highly weird about all this.
I'm going to touch it, see if it's hot.
Yeah. So he's going to put his hand up. I, myself, had spotted this, and it is warm. Yeah, just like you're putting your hand under a magnifying glass. And in this shot, we can see what is almost symmetrical windows. So why aren't the windows reflecting perfectly even window patterns across the building? Why is the light turning into an X just a few feet away? And why? Look how it's like almost symmetrical. Look how this is becoming from wide to narrow here. And then this one like drops down, overlaps this light, and we lose this darkness. Well, folks, I believe this darkness that we see is that dark streak that we see across the sky during this time at this angle. And I believe this is where they want to fly their chemtrails, right across that dark spot. And the reason why we see 4 moving lenses that just happen to be at the exact angle, you're not always going to see this. So we see this one moving down, becoming brighter than these two. And this line is now completely distorted. This one is bent up and down. This one's gotten wider and wider. And then almost becomes back to normal at this one. And this one ought to blow your mind. Now here, just a few feet away, 5 feet, the window is now forming an X. A very bright X, a not so bright X, and then almost fading back to normal up here. Here is almost the exact focal point, the convergence of the light from the 4 different lenses that overlap the sun simulator in layers. Layers of altitude.
Building.
They do that to form what they call the Rochester cloaking field to hide the incoming planetary systems. Wow. Perfect. Perfect. So here you got the same window with the same heat from the same sun with no clouds, yet the windows we got from narrow to wider, 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 distortion all the way to an X. So why isn't the window right next to it, from the same frame, has literally 2 different patterns? Unless we've got something in front of the sun. More proof of the sun simulator and the spiraling beams of light due to the patent, which I will get into in a minute. Next, we have Cece Wilson, one of my favorite subs, has captured the spiraling beams of light. I believe if this was beaming on the windows, we would have seen the same similar X's. But because it's high in the sky, it's not going to... let me speed this up. I slow this down. Let's play this normal speed. This is probably captured with a cell phone. Oh, and look how we have X's in front of the sky to hide those dark spots caused by where the lenses overlap. And then we got that little sparkle effect. Nice steady hands on the camera. No reason why we should be in a sparkle unless something will spiral in front of it. Perfect proof. Spiraling beams of light. I will talk about that in a minute. Cool, huh? Yeah. And we always get these lovely X's trying to cover up those dark lenses where the lenses overlap. The dark spots that are a result of those sky lenses. Now let's go to Birmingham Skies. Let's see. Yeah. This guy helped blow the lid off. This video, Birmingham Skies. Go and subscribe. Show him some love. He's got all this cool stuff. Now, let's jump into it. Epic Sun Simulator proof. And this guy actually gets to see the spinning X. So now that we have 4 right there. Don't blink. Here it comes. Just after the 40-second mark of the video. I have this too. I slowed it down 4 more times to freeze frame it, reflecting right there. Spinning beams of light. There's your X spinning in front of the camera. Absolutely stunning. But let's go back and kind of show you what's going on here. We have a lens here, here, and here, and this is where they overlaps, and that's why we have the X. We have a window pane here and here. And then we've got the spiraling beams of light. Let's quickly show you that one. This was captured in Australia a year ago from a net camera that is now offline. The spiraling beams of light. I'll leave a link to this now offline camera that was catching this right in its path at the perfect angle. I believe this would have been shining X's in its path if there would have been windows or panes at the right angle. Why are there 2 beams? But they are spiraling, rotating. Well, folks, check this one out. Here we have the sun simulator shining in the sky during the halo, and one of the lenses being overloaded with light during this event. Let's watch this time-lapse video. Here we can see them flying their chemtrail down the dark zone of light, right where the lenses would overlap. Look at that. Now, I believe that probably shined in the sky just like that. Right? Where the lens couldn't distort the incoming light. Wow. And look at it. We could see the definition of that lens bending the light. It's in layers. So I think like right here. Yep. So here we have a situation right about here where we have the layers of deception in our skies. We have the sun completely obscured by a planet. Then we've got a sun simulator light device that's creating this white ball of light is light from the sun simulator. Notice how it's completely white. The yellow sun, or the orange sun is gone, and then we've got a lower altitude lens, ultra thin lens, acting like a lens, bending the light like a lens in front of the sun, creating this effect. Look at that thing shimmering, right? And look how it lights up this thing out here too, right? It's just... So here we have, I believe, multiple planets. Probably 2 of them eclipsing the sun at this time. As crazy as it sounds, look at that. It just got... These people are catching this around the world again and again. I myself had caught one in Reno. Look at this one. Last week. From my own camera. Reno, Nevada. Yep, my iPhone 7. I caught this. Here we have the fake sun during an eclipse. Look how suspiciously perfectly round we have this dark object here. Here we have their lens flare, but folks, I'm telling you, with the naked eye, this looked like a mini sun. It was nothing like a sundog with a naked eye. This took putting my camera in front of it, reduced it down, but boy. Oh, and by the way, this was mostly sunny, and once the eclipse was over, all these clouds in this footage completely disappeared within minutes, of course. So here we have some mirrored source reflecting the light. Wow. Some fake clouds pumped in by the TR-3B craft levitating above me with the lens distortions, weather manipulation during, a mostly sunny event. Yeah. Everything's normal. New sundogs. Hey, folks, how about this one? Caught this in Scotland on a web camera. And here we have the focused beam of light. So we have a sun simulator beaming its focused light. There's so many lenses in this thing. Going through its final set of lenses through 4 overlapping lenses, bisecting in the middle. Going down this cliff. Rock solid proof that there is a lens in front of the sun. Actually, in front of the sun simulator. And we pause it at the right moment. We can see a very defined X. That just shouldn't be, folks. If the sun, this light source we're looking at is from the sun simulator. The real sun is behind it, millions of miles away. But we have a very close light source. Yeah. And it just shouldn't be, because the sun is just infinitely bigger than our Earth. We should never have a focused beam of light coming from the sun unless there was a lens in front of it. 4 of them, to be exact. Going all the way down the cliff. And this video was the last time-lapse that camera had made. I put a link. Go back and watch my early videos of that. It's pretty wild. Birmingham Skies. Let's watch his catch of this X that we saw. Busted. Traveling across the fence. They spin fast. Watch, he actually catches it. I caught this too 8 times. I just looked down. We can see the flickering light here. Look how steady his camera is. Nothing moving, yet we see the twinkling light right here. And there it goes. Lighting up. That's not smoke. There's your X, folks. Incredible. Thank you, Birmingham Skies. And now to break down this whole thing. I made a video a while back, kind of just talking about the sun simulator. This is for people who are not familiar with the sun simulator. This was an actual patent. A flat disc of xenon bulbs that reflects the light across a set of convex mirrors. This yellow blue beam here shows the path of light. reflecting from the convex mirror onto another convex mirror. In the center of these two mirrors are a hole where the light travels through onto this spinning let's see, what do they call it? Hyperboloids of revolution. What is that? I'll see if I can get into that in a minute. And I showed the spiraling beams of light. We showed, go back and watch my Sun Simulator playlist. Here in the UK, there was an interesting story where lawn furniture was melting. Mystery. It was a mystery. Suddenly happened. And their explanation that the windows had flexed so much, forming a lens, bending light from a window 50 feet away, melting furniture. Remember, it was suddenly. So if this has always been there, why didn't it melt as soon as they installed the furniture? Suddenly. They shot themselves in the foot with that story. They should have said, oh, it's always melted. Every time I put furniture here since the day we bought this 20 years ago. But no, it was sudden. When the sun came up to this exact arc, it acting like a focused hot beam of light, melting furniture. Check what else it melted. It melted the furniture. It melted the trampoline. It came from the house. The trolls came out and said this flexing beam of light. And what a joke. Yet, even on MB3, the helmet of the bicyclist, can you get in that hot spot close enough to this thing? It even melts your bicycle helmet. So, here we see the lens, all bending in front. I show this time and time again. All the videos of the X's. Go back and watch my Sun Simulator video. Even under a FLIR camera, it shows the spinning beams of light. And so here is the patent. And it was down a ways here. United States Patent Office illumination system, including a virtual light source. And I'm just going to skip down to the bottom. It's an array of light sources, including in the Sun Simulator, showed in Figure 1. Its fragmentary bottom at the array of light sources and the enlarged cross-section view of the plurality of hyperboloids of revolution. I gave a quick demonstration of what that would look like. Just Google that, hyperboloids of revolution. Bent spinning mirrors in front of the Sun Simulator. And folks, remember I talked about those beams of light where they bisect like we saw in the first footage here? How the sun has these gaps of light between the lenses. And I think that's exactly where they spray to hide that dark streak across the sky. Like we have here. Or more compelling, we've got them here. Let me, so, yeah, many of these videos, you go back and catch this dark streak in the sky where the skies don't meet, where they like to spread the chemtrails. I kind of show where the sun and moon is, and then we would have, during a solar eclipse, there'd be another planet here, so we want to put a sun simulator down in front of this, so when an unexpected solar eclipse comes in front of the sun, a planet eclipses our sun, we want to keep this shining, making things looking normal, including the moon, because the moon's going to look all strange when the sun's being eclipsed and our new moon's looking like a full moon and the full moon's looking like a new moon. And so we have a serious lighting problem in the sky that NASA's been working hard on since 1983, since the Strategic Defense Initiative. Isn't that interesting? And where did that all come from, folks? Let's show some more of this matrix breakdown what I think it is. Now, again, it's a little bit of speculation on my part, but I do think Project Bluebeam does play a part in this, of this rip that we see in the sky where the lenses don't meet, and we get this effect where the lenses that are hiding the Planet X system bend this light, and they always have these X's forming in front of this. These X's, I do believe, cross. We'd have a lens here, here, and here that are stationary, not moving with the sun simulator as the sun moves, and light this thing up at its where the lenses bisect. Yep. So folks, I hope you like this video, and if you're a little confused about what I've gone over, I do believe if you go through and you come to my homepage, you click on my playlists, I did create the best sun simulator videos. You can play this playlist, and I try to put in the most compelling proof of the sun simulator and break it down with drawings and diagrams and everything, answering every question that's been thrown at me. And maybe there's a few more I didn't cover. Maybe, you know, how that how you can look at the sun with a long-range telescope and the sun looks normal. Well, that's because the lens in front of it and the cloaking device, it's called the Rochester cloaking field, the lens in front of it bends the light right around the sun, so you see right around the sun simulator, so all you see is the real sun. So here is the playlist. Please copy, like, and share this video. See you at the Lord's Supper.